Hello, Maurice Niba here. Welcome to this presentation. Of course, today we are going to discuss on how we can create gutters for free flow of rainwater, which will be draining itself into this controlled channel called gutter, which will be then be directed into specific draining points along the gutter itself. Welcome once again to this presentation. I'm your presenter, Maurice Dimba. We'll get started right away by going straight to just below the eave that we created just a day ago. Now from here we want to create first of all the support for the gutter. Now from the support of the gutter is where we will be locating the points where our gutter start from this spot and end from this spot, then the other one join from that spot and join from this spot to that spot. Now from this support, we'll click on it, right click and come to copy. From copy, we just zoom closer and identify a point that will be a little bit straight. We'll snap on that spot and just place your cursor on that spot and we'll feed 200. We need an offset of 200 going downward and enter on the keyboard. Right click to exit from that command. Straight. Now from here we want to change the profile of this member. We want RSA 75, I mean angled profile. Now we'll double click on this. Then from this beam properties we'll go to select under attributes. This will take us to a catalog of variety of steel profile and sizes. We'll go to select. Now from this catalog, we will go to, we'll minimize this just to provide an opportunity for us to see everything. Now we'll come to L profiles there. From L profiles there we'll find RSAs. From there we'll go to, we want 75. We want to use 75 by 50 by 6 millimeter thick. That's okay. We'll select on it and we'll come here and apply and accept that. After doing so, we will go back to beam properties and do just the same. Click modify, apply and accept the size. If you take a look by pressing Ctrl R just to rotate, right click and interrupt to exit that rotation command, you find that our angle profile is not in the right position where it will allow our gutter to sit well or be bolted on the support. Now we'll double click on it again just to manipulate its position. After double clicking on it, you come to position under beam properties, then come to rotation under position, then go to back, click OK. That is the right position because our gutter will be sitting on top here and will also allow our bolting to be done perfectly. Apply and accept. Now the next thing is to adjust the length of our support for the gutter. Now we'll do that by either clicking on this point here and drag, or we can just double click on it and go to DX and DY offsets, but we will use these points. As you can see, the length is 300 and we want to extend this maybe by 200 to make it either 540 or 600, but 540 is okay. Now I'll click on that spot, then I'll be able to drag this. It's now 460, but I want close to 600, which 550 or 540 will be okay. I'll still click on that, then drag this along the axis. If you go off the axis, it won't be right. That's okay. Perfect. Now that has been extended. And you can rotate this by pressing Ctrl R, or you can go to view, navigate, rotate with mouse. It's optional. You can use keyboard shortcuts. Turn this round. Now our gutter will be sitting on top of this support, and the support will be supported further against the beam, against the column. From here we want to populate this. We want to copy this to the next column to allow us mark the points where we intend to place our first gutter prior to populating it along the full length of the structure or the model. Now I'll click on this, right click, and come to spatial copy. I'll go to linear, and I want to populate this along the x-axis you're seeing here, but the x-axis is pointing in the opposite direction. Now our offset or our offset will be on a negative, which will be -6 meters. But how many do we want? We want one, just to mark the points or do the marking where we want to place our first gutter. Now that's it. Now we've placed -6 meters on x-axis. Now we'll just go straight and click copy and accept. Right click to exit that copy command, then zoom closer to see whether what you've copied is sitting well in the intended position. Now come to rotate after clicking on the view, navigate, rotate with mouse, or you can press Ctrl R. Both works. Now you can see that's it. Now from here we want to do the marking for the gutter. We'll come to steel. We'll come to steel beam right there, and come to steel beam to beam right there. Then we snap at the midpoint of that member, and we'll run all the way to the midpoint of this member. We'll snap right there. After snapping right there, we'll double click on this member to change the profile of this member to take a profile of a gutter. Now, having double clicked on that, these beam properties will come up, and we'll just go straight away to attributes. Under attributes, we go to profile. Adjacent to profile, there's a button called select. Click on select. Select will take you to a catalog. Let's wait to load. It has loaded right there. Now we want to pick on a profile that we will manipulate, or we will manipulate to take that shape or profile of a gutter. Now we'll come down here and pick on plate profiles. Under plate profiles, we have aluminium RTG. We have all this, but this is not the right one. We'll go down to folded profiles instead of plate profiles. We'll click on folded plate profiles. Then we'll go down to AFP. We'll go down to AFP FF. This profile is close to a gutter, and we want to adjust all these measurements to take the shape of our gutter. Now if you take a look, H is that height, then the G is that, then the B is that. Now this is what we want to manipulate. We feed the right measurements and come up with appropriate gutter. Now we'll start off by going straight to H. On H we will feed 300. We'll remove that. We'll feed 300. And on B is now the base of the gutter. We'll feed close to that, 300. I mean exactly 300. Now on C, this length, we don't need that length. We'll just go straight here and change that C to 0. We don't need any length there. Then we come to D, this length. Also this will make this 90 degrees. We don't need any measurement. We'll convert to change that to 0. Then on F, this height we can give this to, we can give this one 200. Then on G, this one we can give 50, just to control the water splash. Maybe if there's too much rain, water will not be able to splash or coming out of the gutter. That one will be controlled by G. Now that one will give 50. Will give 50. On the thickness, which is S, will give 3 millimeter. 3 millimeter. That's all. Then after feeding all those information or feeding all those measurements, this, remember, this is customizable. It's customizable. It is dependent on how you want to make, or you want to fabricate or make your gutter. You can feed, all these are subject to change. Now just go ahead and click apply and accept. Then do the same thing under beam properties, modify, apply and accept. Now if you zoom out, you'll be able to see we've come up with the gutter, but it's sitting on a wrong position, and is actually out of our intended place. Now we'll just double click on it again. We come to these beam properties. On beam properties, we come to position. On position, we'll come to rotation and come to peak top. It's actually, it has rotated itself in the best position, but it's still off the position we want it to be on. We'll come to depth and bring this to behind, or take this to front. Perfect. And it is on the right position but still off the target. We'll come to on plane, we'll pick left. Perfect. It's sitting well there, but it has interfered or clashed with our eave, which is not good. So we will give it an offset off. We'll give it an offset dimension that will take it off the eave. What we are going to do again, we'll double click on it. Then we come to positions there. We come to plane. We'll feed here 100 and see how much will it offset itself from the eave. We'll click that, apply and accept. Now, if you rotate this, there we are. It's that offset is closely too much. We'll bring it to 70. We'll take it to 70. 70 is okay. 70 is close to 90 will be okay for us. Apply and accept. Now, after doing that, we'll go ahead and now place a reinforcement on the gutter support here prior to populating this gutter along the full length, or along the full length of our model. We want to place a reinforcement down here, right down here. Right click to exit that rotation command. We'll come to edit right there and come to points right there and come to any position. Then we'll snap right down here. Then direct our cursor to a position that will be straight. Perfect. Right there, we will feed 200 on our keyboard and enter that. Right click and come to interrupt to exit from that points command. Now we want a midpoint between this end and this end. Then we'll come back to any position there at the points. We'll pick online. Online will give us a midpoint between 2 points. We'll snap right there. No, it is on the wrong position. We'll snap right here, right there, and zoom out, and come all the way to this end. We'll come all the way to that end and snap right there. Right click, go to interrupt to exit from that command. Now we have this position here. Now this position is a marking point that will guide us in placing a member here that will be supporting this member, which will be supporting or which the gutter will be sitting on. Now I'll come back to steel. I'll go to beam right there. I'll go to beam, under beam. Let me just go back and click that. Under beam, I'll snap on that marked point and that marked point and get a member. Or, Tekla defaults on immediate member, on immediate used steel profile member. Now it has picked this gutter profile because it is just the immediate steel profile that we used. Now it will pick that as a default. Now to show you how this works, I'll undo that, and I want to default directly on an L profile or RSA. I'll double click on that member. I'll go ahead and apply, accept, and that. Then when I go to beam under steel and pick that, and I go to those two marked points and snap there, it will default on this. Perfect. Now we will change this member, this profile, or this angled profile size. Let that catalog load. Then we'll change this to 60 by 30 by 6 millimeter thick. We'll go ahead and click apply and come here and modify, apply and accept. Now from here, double click on this to change the position of our member there. Come to rotation under position, give it back. Come there, give it top. Perfect. Apply and accept. Now from here, we want to reinforce this member. We want to connect this member and that member and this to the column. We'll come back to applications and component here and just feed. If you're familiar with the numerical names for this connection, you can just type in. I'm quite familiar with the numerical names of this connection. I've just typed there 101, which will take us to this. From this, after clicking on the joint, we want, the program is asking us to pick the main part. Our main part is this, our secondary part is that. Perfect. Now we want to join this and this, we want to connect this and that. We'll go back and just type 11. 11 will take us to this type of connection. And the program is asking is requesting us to pick the main part. The main part is this and that, and press the middle button on the mouse. It is not accepting that as the procedure. Reason, it has given us a red cone, which means it is not possible, or it is not the right procedure. What we'll do, we'll just undo that, then come back and pick this as the main part and this as a secondary part, and press your middle button on the mouse, and that will appear. You see the green cone indicates that the connection is in the right position and is the best for that kind of joint. Double click on it. Maybe if you want to change some parameters, you're allowed. Just double click, and now we can minimize this. Let's zoom out to bring that connection closer, so that when we make the changes, we will be able to see a preview of what we're doing. Now, I'll go to gusset plates right there, and the thickness, you can change this thickness to either 6 or whichever you want. You can change this to either that, and you'll be able to see the changes coming at this end. You see, you can change that maybe to that, modify, and you'll be able to see a preview there. Perfect. And you can change where the gusset plate is attaching itself to the main member by picking one of these. For our case, we picked this one to connect right to the edge of the RSA, or the angle profile. Now that's now upon you. You'll be able to work your way within this. On the bolts, you come to bolt brace. We want one bolt in that direction. You come here and change if you want to. You'll see how it is behaving, and click apply or modify. You'll see how that is behaving, which actually it brings an orange or yellow cone, which means it is right, it is okay, but it's not the right way. We'll take this back to 1 and click modify. Perfect. Now that is that. We'll go to OK to accept that. Now we'll go straight to our gutter. We've done the reinforcement or the bracing of our gutter support. Right click and exit from that. Now from here, we want to populate this gutter along the length of our model. You can check the length here. It's very, very, very long. So we want it to run from this end to the other end. We'll bring it closer to apply the control parameters. We'll pick that. And also, now having done this, what we want to do, we want to do away with this because there might be a clash. Delete that. We'll come to navigate, rotate that, check, we'll look on the part we can remove. We want to remove this gutter support here for the time being, so that when we do the copying along the length, the full length of the model, there will be no duplication of the same. There will be no duplication. Right click and now pick on that. Press Ctrl and pick on that. Press Ctrl and pick on this and that, and that. Though the moment you pick this member, it will carry everything plus the end plate joints plus this gusset plate kind of connection. Now we'll select on that. After doing so, we'll go ahead and right click and come to a special copy. And one thing we'd like to do, I want to do this one go. Now what we are going to do right here, or what you can do, you can mirror this on the other end prior to populating in this direction. So we will come here and change. We will come here and change the orientation of our XY axis. We'll come to view. We'll come to work plane tool here and pick work plane and place our work plane tool right there. right there, want it right there. Perfect. Right click and interrupt. Now we want to go back and select the gutter and the supporting frames, or the supporting or the bracings. We'll pick that, we'll pick that, we'll pick that, we'll pick that, and also we can pick that. Then we'll go ahead and right click, then go straight away to our mirroring point, or mirror points, or mirror lines. Right click and come to special copy, come to mirror. Then we'll come to this position, to these two positions as our mirror line. We'll click on that and we'll see the angle changing straight to 90 degrees. Click OK, click copy, and then go to OK, which means you accept. Let's wait for the copying to be finished. Go ahead and click OK. Right click and interrupt, then zoom out or in to see what you've just copied. If you go on this end, and try to turn this round, you'll see you've done that perfectly well. That has been done so well. Now we are prior to bolting our gutter in on the support. We want to populate everything first. We'll bring this closer. And right click, interrupt, and go back and do the same thing. Press Ctrl, come to press Ctrl, select that, and select that. Now we'll go straight, right click, go to special copy, come to linear. Now under linear, we now work with the Z axis. We'll go to Z axis and feed. First of all, check the direction of the Z axis. It is pointing on the opposite direction. Now we'll feed -6 meters, because the -6 is the distance between the column to column. Now how many do we want? We want 23 of these. We want 23, and we'll just go ahead and click copy and wait for the result. Perfect. Go ahead and click OK. Then zoom out. Right click to exit from that command. If you press Ctrl R, you'll be able to rotate this and be able to see what has been done. That has been copied right there. It has been copied perfectly well. This is our gutter now. This is the gutter, well supported, but the bolting hasn't been done. We want to do the bolting right now, Now having done that, or let me just zoom to the full length of the model or of the structure, you'll find yourself that has reached to that end. We'll come to that end, pick on that, and try to check whether that has reached. No, this has remained here because we should have entered the number to not 23 but to 24. But still we can copy this. We can just go ahead and pick on that. You can just go ahead, press escape. You can just go ahead and pick on that, pick that, pick that, pick that, and this. Make sure pick that. then right click and go back to special copy linear. Then from here, instead of 23, just need 1, make it 24, then click OK or copy, go to OK to accept that. Now you'll find this is reaching far end of this. Perfect. Now what we are going to do next, it's quite simple, just bolting, placing the bolts to support our gutter right there. Now we'll go and press Ctrl R and we pick our rotation point and turn that like that. Perfect. Now we want to give an offset from here coming outside, but prior to that we want to bolt this on top of this main support of the gutter. We'll double click on that first. We want just to extend it right away. We come to position window, we come to end offsets. We'll feed 300 right there and click OK, modify, apply and accept. It has extended itself. Now if you turn this round like this, that's it. Now we want to bolt this, and before bolting we want to mark the point where we intend to place our bolts. We'll come to navigate right there and rotate. You can also do this through the keyboard by using the shortcuts. We press Ctrl R and you pick your rotation point like that and turn this round like that. Right click and come to edit right there and come to position or points. Pick any point, any position. We'll come to that spot and we'll just direct our cursor maybe somewhere there, or maybe right there. Want a straight spot, should be straight right there. We want we'll feed 200. Perfect. That's enough to guide our bolting. From here we want to go to steel. Under steel we'll go to bolts. After picking the bolts, now you read down here, pick part to bolt to. We want to bolt from this, press spacebar and that. From here right there, double click on that, then come to double click on that, then you'll be taken to bolt properties. This will appear, and prior to doing anything, make sure you have your washers in place. From there we want to change this, that to back, change that to middle or left. Let's try back, let's try top. Perfect. Now come to apply and accept that, and just to check the position where the bolts are, we want to rotate about that spot and turn this round like this to check whether our bolts are in the right position. Perfect. Now we'll double click on this. After double clicking on this, we'll come to offsets from. We want an offset maybe of 30. Not right. We'll give it an offset of -30. Perfect. Now how many do we want? We want close to We'll come to bolting group. We want on the x-axis. First of all, you have to be very careful with how your axis has been placed. From there, we need 4 at 75. Go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and click OK. But they are in the wrong or not in the right position. Negative that will be okay. Apply and accept. Press Ctrl R, then you pick your rotation spot just to help you turn this round, and you only realize that the 4 are too many bolts to apply here. Just double click on that. After double clicking on here, you only need 2 right there. Click modify. Feed there too. Right there. Change these to 3. Change that 3. Bring that there. Then bring this to negative 75. Click OK. Perfect. Apply and accept. Come to view, come to navigate, rotate with mouse, and turn this round like this. It has been bolted. Our gutter has been bolted. Now we want to populate this along the full length of the gutter. We'll just click on the bolts, right click, and come to special copy linear. Then on that we'll type these 124 of them. Go ahead and click copy and click OK. Right click and interrupt to exit from that copy command. Then come to navigate, rotate that, pick on that, turn this round like this, and be able to see the bolts have been placed in the right positions. If you take a look here, you'll find a bolt right there. Perfect. Now from here, just turn this round like that. You'll be able to see the bolting done perfectly well. Bolting has been done. Perfect. Now on the next presentation, we will close this, and we will also create the drop down holes where we will be connecting our drop down pipes that water will be draining down to the ground through those drop down pipes. All that will be discussed on the next presentation. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'm your presenter Maurice Dimba, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos to come. Thanks and bye bye.